Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at another controller. I'm pretty sure my channel is just becoming a controller reviewing channel at the minute, but hey. Now we did just do, you might have seen it, you might not, we did just do a review of this controller here the other day, which is the Easysmx X15, and in that video I did say that I would pick up this in front of me, which is a Machenike. So I ended up going for the G5 Pro Max model, which is obviously a wireless controller. These are all like controllers that you can buy. Like, I picked this one up on Amazon, but you can pick them up on like Temu and stuff. They're all made in China, but they are quite premium controllers. I mean, this one that I did the review on the other day, I'm not a fan of. I'm already having issues with the analog sticks being really loose on it, so I probably wouldn't advise an Easysmx. But today we're going to be taking a look at this. I've already got it out of the box, because it's not really an unboxing video, but yeah, so we'll put that down. So to start off, you get a cable, your wireless dongle, the charging stand, and then your controller. Now obviously your dongle's just your dongle, whatever. The stand, it sounds like quite cheap plastic, but you expect that from stuff made in China. It's still pretty sturdy though. I think that's down to the shape of it. And obviously on the rear, it takes USB Type-C for power, and then that bit, obviously you can plug the wireless receiver in there, which stops you having to take up basically a slot on, or a USB port on like your PC if you're using it on PC. So the controller, obviously this is another Hall effect sticks, Hall effect triggers sort of controller. Start button and everything, really weird layout. Now the sticks are really nice. The D-pad is nice, it's really clicky. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but so they're nice. The bumpers aren't terrible. The triggers, I like the triggers because again they're Hall effect triggers, but I'm not a fan of the shape they've gone for. I don't know if you can really tell, but look at them from this way, they're kind of triangular. I prefer like a sort of flat edge on the top to them so you can just rest your fingers on them. I'm not saying they're uncomfortable, but I'm just not used to that shape. Now this does have a, I can't really get it off one-handed, but the faceplate is magnetic, and you can, if I can do it, there we go, you can remove the faceplate. You can buy other ones. This is just a clear one that comes with it, but these are just held on with these little magnets, as you can see, so it just slots back on. So I suppose you can customize your controller that way. You can buy different faceplates for it. In regards to the actual dock, I will quickly just plug some power into it. Now the dock doesn't light up or anything, but obviously if you just slot the controller on, there we go, you can see it's now charging. So it sits on quite nicely, to be honest. Now I paid $34.99, something like that, for these controllers. Oh, for this controller rather. That was on Amazon. For a decent Gamesir like the Cyclone 2, which is similar to this, I paid, I think it was 45 for, so it's an extra £10 on top, or whatever. To be fair, like, I do like this controller, so that's it powered on. I do like this controller. It's another one that's quite heavy. It's got some sort of weight to it. It feels a lot like Gamesir's controllers. It's got the grippy texture on the back, so your hands don't slip off it. I'd still say I prefer Gamesir, and I think if you've got around the 45 mark, I would prefer to buy a Gamesir over this. But if you're looking for a controller around that £35 sort of price mark, I'd look at one of these. They have a few different sort of models, and obviously these can be used. I don't think they can be used with consoles. I obviously, like I said, I use mine for PC. I know you can Bluetooth it to your phone. There is a switch on the back. I don't know how well you can see it. It's not going to want to focus on it. But it basically says like 2.4 gigahertz wireless, PC NS, and then off altogether. So you can Bluetooth it to your phone if you play games on your phone or whatever. So it's handy for that. I mean, all in all, I don't think it's a bad controller. I have been using it for a few hours at this point, and I've had no issues with it. The only one thing that I say the one thing I don't like. I don't really like the trigger shape, but you can get over that. The one thing I don't like about it, however, is these face buttons, like the ABXY. They're very, like, spongy sort of thing. Whereas, like, my Cyclone 2 from Gamesir, they're micro switch buttons, so they make a click similar to that. These are very spongy. They basically feel the same as how like a standard Xbox Series X controller would feel. They're not terrible, but they're not great. I think if the company behind this controller just turned these buttons into micro switches, they'd have a good controller on the hand. But yeah, if you're looking for something around the 35 price mark, I'd definitely go for something like this, because when you think about it, the controller, the charging stand, the fact that it's wireless, it's got 1,000 milliamp hour lithium ion battery. It's not terrible. I will pull their product page up for this, but yeah, like for the I mean, at the end of the day, you pay what, £60, £55, £60 for a Series X controller, and they're not Hall effect in any way. And obviously, as you know, they suffer from stick drift after a while, whereas Hall effect can't get stick drift. So yeah, it's actually this one is a 600 milliamp hour lithium ion battery, not 1,000. But this one does have a built-in 6-axis gyro. I don't know why you would use it, but it allows you, I'm guessing it's more for mobile gaming, to like sort of tilt like that and rotate the controller to control certain aspects of the game. I don't think anything on PC that I play is going to take advantage of anything like that. The triggers obviously haven't got like a switch on them to turn them into like micro switch triggers. But for a basic controller, I don't think you can really go wrong. So like I said, you can pick this up on Amazon for around the 35 mark, but if I'm right on thinking, you can get it on Temu for like £21. So if you can find it there, I'd recommend ordering it there. If not, then get it on Amazon. Obviously with Amazon, it's going to be a damn sight easier to return it as well. But yeah, all in all, not a bad controller. Not quite as good or nice to use as a Gamesir, whether it be the G7 SE or the Cyclone 2 or the Khalid, but it's definitely higher end than an Easysmx. So if you're in the sort of market for a mid-range controller, definitely take a look at this. Definitely take a look at this Machenike. Like I said, this is the G5 Pro, well, G5 Pro Max. If you want some higher end, then go for a Gamesir controller. So yeah, I'll leave this review. Oh, in fact, actually, before I go, in the previous video for the Easysmx, all these Chinese companies, apart from Gamesir, seem to use the same software to control whether it be your RGB, your dead zones. Now, I have tried to find this software everywhere, and I cannot find it. And even if I could, I don't think I want to be downloading some dodgy Chinese APK file into my PC just to control some dead zones. The controller's fine the way it comes out of the box. I have seen people on Reddit say that these sort of 4 face buttons here have been swapped around when they got it. Now, mine's fine, so like A is A, Y is Y, blah, 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 blah. But I was reading a post where a guy said his Y was his X was his Y, his B was his A, and his A was his B. Which, if you have the software, you can map these for different buttons, so you could map like B to be your new Y, and X to be your new A, or whatever. But I've only seen one guy complaining about that. And obviously if that happens, you can just return it anyway. So yeah, I will leave a link below, like an Amazon sort of affiliate link where you can pick this controller up. But yeah, all in all, it's not a bad controller. I quite like it. And for the price, like I said, you can't really complain. You're going to be paying £20-30 more for an official Xbox controller, which is way worse than this. So yeah, for now guys, I will leave this review here. I will pick up some more stuff to do some review videos on in the next week or so. But for now, I'll catch you all later. I'll see you in the next one.